Number 9. Have pharmacies that sell groceries.
Nah, I don't believe this one. Have pharmacies that sell groceries. Well, you can buy a bag of potato chips in a pharmacy. Nah, I don't believe this. Explain to me. What's up, YouTube? My name is Andrea and today I'll be reacting to an amazing video, top 10 things only Americans do and they think it's normal. Let me say another thing, I live in Portugal, so I'm European. I guess my perspective could be a good one on this video. That said, take everything with a grain of salt. Most of the people that interact on my community, on this channel, are Americans and they are some of the most fantastic people I know. So that said, let's go into the video. If you can leave a like, I would appreciate that also quite a lot. Let's play it.
If you don't like America, why don't you get out?
Hell yeah, brother.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things Americans do that the rest of the world doesn't.
You're 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta call your parents.
It's time.
Well,
it's time.
it is what it is.
Do you do it every day?
Yeah.
For this list, we're going over the things that are more common in the United States of America than in most other countries.
Okay.
While some
Trying to put some predictions out there, and this me pausing right there already gives a huge hint. I think one of the things Americans do that is not normal, but they probably think it's normal, is the tipping stuff. This is not a thing in Europe, at least in my country, it's not a thing at all. I mean, you tip from time to time, but it's rare, you know, and it's not even that various, you know, I mean, if you give money to someone, they will not say no, as you can imagine, but it is not a normal thing. The other thing, if I had to guess, probably will be guns, but I'm not sure about that. So let's see it.
of them are present elsewhere, they're not quite as widespread as in the US. And no judgment. This is supposed to be a lighthearted list after all, so keep a sense of humor and know that it's all in good fun.
Exactly. Keep a sense of humor.
If there's a particular Americanism that our list didn't cover, please do tell us in the comments. Number 10. Refer to the USA as America.
America.
Classic one. Let's be real. I actually this is a really good one. Kind of disrespectful to countries like Canada, Mexico, etc. But okay, and even South America, of course. That's a great song, actually.
America, referring to the country as America is much less commonplace. After all, there are two entire continents.
This one I have to disagree a bit with the commentator. Look, a lot of times I say America, and I know America is just not the USA, but I mean, we kind of connect that, you know. Same thing as saying Americans. When you say Americans, we know that we are not talking about Brazilians. We know that we are not talking about people that live in Canada, Canadians, right? So, I mean, it is what it is.
It's called America.
But yeah.
Comprising like 35 distinct nations. Referring to only one country on one of those continents as America too is really confusing for anyone who
Sure, but everyone does
From
it.
this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America
Okay, you can say whatever you want from Trump, but he's actually quite funny.
first.
Calling it the US, USA,
American first,
United
baby.
States,
Let's
or
go.
just the States is much more common in the rest of the world. Even
And are the
so,
Brazilians, yes, America first, but they don't. Okay, bad joke.
everyone still calls its residents Americans, which isn't confusing at all.
You can't say it, but you know it's true.
I mean, it's true. Let's be real, it's true. Move on.
Number 9. Have pharmacies that sell groceries.
Nah, I don't believe this one. Have pharmacies that sell groceries. Well, you can buy a bag of potato chips in a pharmacy. Nah, I don't believe this. Explain to me.
In most of the world, pharmacies sell exactly what their name implies.
Shocking, right? Pharmacies, they sell what they are supposed to sell.
Pharmaceuticals. While you
Exactly.
will see tangentially related items like grooming products or hygienic things like toothbrushes,
It's true.
pharmacies don't usually carry food or toys. But in the US, that's much more.
Wait, no chance. Okay, this is actually quite difficult to believe. You guys can really buy a bag of potato chips and, you know, some milk in... Oh no, no chance.
more common. The country is all about the all-in-one experience. Not only will dedicated grocery stores have pharmacies built in, but pharmacies will also carry groceries. Granted, the selection isn't always great, but if you're
I kinda like some Oreo, not gonna lie.
desperate for milk and the grocery store is closed, or you just don't feel like crossing the street to get
Oh my god. I'm not sure if this is even on the video or not, but what the hell is that milk? Why such a big gallon? Oh my god, that's a bit disgusting, with all the respect. I love you guys, but this is not how you drink milk in Europe, I'm telling you. Oh, so much milk. Oh my god, that's bad.
can get some. While most of the world still limits drugstores to drugs and self-care products, we have a feeling this one might catch on. Number 8. Vote before.
Just one thing. Honestly, I started eating. I mean, but if there is space in the store, why not put more things there? You know, who cares about this stuff at the end of the day?
Or they can drink. Worldwide, the age
Vote before they can drink. So you guys can drink at 18? Oh no, you guys can drink at 21, is that right? But come on, everyone drinks before that. Are you guys telling me that the first time you actually ended up drinking was when... No chance. Another one, no chance, I don't believe it. Let's put things this way. People drink much earlier than they vote.
a person can legally drink alcohol is most commonly 18, the age usually considered to be adulthood, though it is even earlier in some countries. The vote...
Yeah, in some countries I believe it's 16, but a lot of times it's 18 for both.
Voting age on a global scale is also generally 18, for similar reasons, although of course there are exceptions.
The Voting Rights Act of 1970 lowered the voting age to 18 for national elections, and the 26th Amendment made the change to 18 permanent for all elections.
And 18 is where it has stayed for the past 50 years.
However, the United States requires young adults to wait 3 years after being able to vote before legally being allowed to drink at 21. This was enacted during the 1980s
Kind of
to
them, I
prevent
have to say it, sorry.
alcohol-related driving accidents.
This law has been an abysmal failure. It hasn't reduced or
Shocking.
eliminated drinking. It
They
is
drink
simply
even more,
driven
right?
Underground, behind closed doors,
Of course.
into the most risky and least manageable of settings.
While it helped in the short term,
Everyone's
ultimately,
surprised, right?
It hasn't really stopped teenagers from drinking. The result is that many people, both inside and outside the U.S., question the logic of why an 18-year-old American can decide who forms the government but not get buzzed.
The reality is everyone drinks before they turn 21.
That's the point I was trying to make.
That's why when you go out for your first legal drink, you have to react with that faux surprise like you've never heard of alcohol before.
Dude, I actually did that with my mother at one point. So embarrassing. So I was like, ooh, alcohol, so nice.
Ooh, what does this alcohol taste like? Oh, it's unusual. Oh, this is true.
Number 7. Tip service personnel.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, this is... Not sure if this is a controversial one or not, but this is the... Okay, so far, the other stuff, I don't care that much, to be honest with you guys. But this one scares me a bit for one reason. I'm afraid that eventually this spreads all over the world and people in Portugal, in Europe, will be affected by this and all of a sudden tipping becomes a normal thing. I hope not. But this one, I don't like that you guys are already doing it because a lot of times Europeans tend to copy American things. But to be fair, these have been active for a long time and never caught in other countries. But I'm always afraid of this one.
Everybody cough up some green for the little lady. Come on, throw in a buck.
I don't tip.
You don't tip?
No, I don't believe in it.
While the concept of
That's my guy.
Tipping waitstaff or other people in the service industry is known worldwide, few countries have embraced the concept to the degree the U.S. has.
Labor movements declare the practice undemocratic, and anti-tipping legislation was enacted across several states. But restaurants and rail operators like the Pullman Company embraced tipping because it allowed them, among other things, to hire recently freed slaves without having to pay them.
Many workers, particularly in the restaurant industry, rely on gratuities to get by, in part because laws allow managers to pay sub-minimum wages to tipped workers. However, in various...
I feel some compassion now, because at the end of the day, people working in restaurants, fast food type of service, they probably don't are paid that well. So, I understand at the same time, but in the other end, it probably will be a better idea to increase the pay for those guys. I don't know. This is a complex one, probably, actually.
Other countries, tipping is seen as insulting. They're just doing their job.
Okay, chill down there. Not as insulting. Trust me, come to Portugal, come to Spain, go to a coffee shop, the guy asks $10, give left 20, no one will be mad at you.
After all.
Each year, Americans spend $40 billion on tips. That's more than we spend on foreign aid and more than we spend on gambling.
Wait, you guys tip more than you guys gamble? I don't know, that surprises me.
And like gambling, it's not entirely clear that tipping makes any sense in the first place.
While some countries' workers...
Yeah, that's also a good argument, by the way.
...certainly appreciate it, it isn't expected like it is in the U.S. Mostly because...
This is perfectly put. Is not expected. Exactly that. Actually, real question for you guys. And I really need an answer on this one because I'm really curious. Let's say I go to US. Let's say I go to Alabama. No, Alabama probably not the best place. Let's say I go to Texas. I go to Taco Bell. Nice food, all good. The guy asks me $20. I leave $20. What happens? That's okay, right? Oh, I probably have to pay first, right? But it's okay to just give the $20. I mean, I know I'm not going to be I will not fight with the guy. I know that. But it will be a tension there, or is that all good?
Employees are paid a high enough baseline salary that they don't need tips to survive.
Restaurant owners still pay their servers less than minimum.
And another thing. Let's say I want to actually do some cultural appropriation of you guys and I want to tip $20. Do I tip what? 25? 10%? How much? 30? No, 40, come on, 40. That would be bananas, I guess.
Wage, turning what used to be a bribe into an obligation that makes the end of every meal suck.
Number 6, obsess over the military.
Another classic one. Let's be real, this is a classic, typical American thing that I actually respect, but you guys are really proud of your country when it comes to military. And let me say another thing. Kinda makes sense. You guys are the most powerful country, so...
I speak for the...
Imagine me being proud of my country, where we probably lose to almost every country. Wasn't this John Cena guy... Basically, the meme, I can see it. Wasn't this John Cena guy talking Chinese the other day? A bit ironic, I would say. But okay, I actually like John Cena.
Military is probably the
I grew
best
up
in the
watching
world,
WWE.
as it should be.
Not a lot,
since
but a bit.
It's also one of the best funded militaries in the world. In fact, the U.S. spends several times more on their military than their nearest competitor, China.
It's bananas.
What's more, there are more than a few American citizens who have a higher than average fascination with their own military and its culture.
I thank you as our...
I respect that, actually. I mean, makes sense. I mean, if you guys are paying so much money...
Your willingness to serve, to step forward at a time of war and say, send me, is the reason the United States stays strong and free.
While other countries certainly appreciate their troops, you don't, see as many people wearing camouflage as a legitimate fashion statement. Likewise, you don't see movies made elsewhere that glorify the military to the degree that the U.S. does.
Do me a favor. Tell my children I love them very much. All right, you.
What country? What movie is this? Independence Day. No,
Alien
sorry.
assholes. In the words of my generation, up yours!
Part of the American enthusiasm is certainly rooted in patriotism. Still, it may also be a reaction to an increasingly anti-military sentiment that has popped up over the last several decades.
No war, okay? No war, okay? Oh, here you go, boys. These will help you protest. It's good to see that you care.
This show is great. What's the name of this show? Is South Park or something? But every time I see clips from this show, they always have great stuff.
About peace, boys, okay?
Number 5. Work too much. Americans are workaholics, at least compared to basically every
Okay,
other country in the
hot
world.
take. Be ready, guys. Hot take about this one. I think the reason you guys are work so much, first of all, is because you guys don't have a lot of free stuff. So there is no free healthcare and probably a bunch of other stuff. But I also think is first of all, capitalism, babe, right? But also because of the grind mentality, the hustle. If you wake up at 5 a.m., you take a cold shower, you will do it in life. I kind of find that's a bit toxic, to be honest with you guys. I never bought into that type of stuff.
The majority of Americans work more than 40 hours a week.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Let me say one thing. I know some people work a lot because they have kids. I respect so much.
Well, the conventional answer is
the
that this
true
attitude
worker,
towards
basically.
work makes the American economy the envy of the world. America is a hectic, turbocharged system that builds, destroys, rebuilds, all at warp speed.
They also tend to lack many of the things the rest of the world takes for granted, like paid holidays, as well as sick and parental leave.
That's true, you guys don't have that. Oh, man. You guys are missing some good stuff, let me say.
Research has shown that happier, less stressed workers do better at their jobs. Iceland even recently tried a 4-day work week that proved wildly successful.
There's lots of other benefits to a 4-day working week. It's not just...
Sorry for interrupting again, but this is something that my country is also talking about, a 4-day work week. And let's be real. Who thought about this idea of working 5 days and just resting 2? Things should be a bit better splitted, right? Just put... Again, I will not say what I should say. That work 2, rest 5. But let's put at least, rest 3, work 4.
The environment, it's not.
And look, I'm not sure if this is true or not. To be honest, I'm being a bit jokey today, but you guys get the point. I mean, if there is actually benefits of working less and productivity goes up, I mean, why not?
Mental health and economy, good for the economy. Also, environmental benefits too. Evidence looks like when we're commuting less as a result of a 4-day week, that brings down emissions. Also, energy consumption goes down. So this is a policy that's win-win for the environment, for workers, for employers.
That's a good point.
About it?
Several European countries take long breaks for lunch. While the American drive is admirable, grind culture becomes problematic when it costs workers their mental health and well-being.
Yeah, that's the problem, exactly. It's just mental. You cannot sustain this for too long.
Sales tax on everything.
Sales tax. Oh, this one I'm aware.
Sales tax is paid when you buy something, and the business you purchased your goods from sends that money to the government.
This one I don't find it super crazy, to be honest, because we have this in Europe, at least in certain countries, with a different name, but it's basically the same thing. The government, they want money. Let's be real, and they will always find a way to get it. The thing that I don't like about this one is, and you guys can tell me if this is true, sometimes, let's say, again, I go to Taco Bell, $20, no tip for the guy. And after that, I have to pay $25 because of the sales taxes. I don't like that. The guy should tell me this is $25 already. Maybe they do, but I heard that sometimes is not the case.
Government.
Basically get
There
a surprise.
are 2 types of sales tax: general sales tax and excise taxes. General sales tax is a tax levied on most goods you buy. Excise taxes are taxes levied only on certain items.
Most countries enact a
Okay.
value-added tax, or VAT, on goods or services purchased within their borders. These taxes are collected from every person in the supply chain, from the distributors to the consumers. The United States is one of the few to use sales tax, which not only vary wildly from state to state, but are only enacted after a purchase has been made.
The state treasury depends on sales taxes to pay for road repairs, education, and medical care for children, seniors, and the poor.
They're also not listed in the initial price, which can
I mean, this one I don't find that shocking, to be honest. I mean, in Europe, you pay taxes like crazy, so
leave foreign
it
visitors
is what it
and
is.
many Americans scratching their head as to why they're being charged more than the price on the product. Better or worse? You decide. It's certainly more confusing.
What's the advice then? If you're going to buy a big ticket item, where's the cheapest sales tax?
Well, you know, you can go online and look at all the sales tax rates for different cities. And if you look at one dealership or one, Best Buy or something like that, you can find the different zip codes and look at the sales tax rates and just see how much that'll little take off and then take your family out for a nice night.
There you go.
That's smart.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
In many parts of the United States,
Is this that controversial? I mean, it's showing respect for the country where we live. I think maybe I'm wrong on this one. That's the guys, again, take everything with a grain of salt, but this one seems okay,
school children and adults in some settings are expected to recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, this in my country at one point was something that every kid did at the beginning of, probably I believe every day. I'm not from that time, to be honest, but it's not normal anymore. So I guess there is a point there.
This is an expression that they will be loyal to the USA and is usually performed daily while looking at the nation's flag.
But back then, in 1892, when it was written by Francis Bellamy, Bellamy was a Baptist minister, and in conjunction with a magazine called The Youth's Companion, he wrote this, at that time, 23-word Pledge of Allegiance.
Citizens of other countries might respect or salute their flag and country, but a daily affirmation? Not in...
Yeah, a daily affirmation is actually, that seems a bit too much probably, but I don't think this is that bad. But again,
the Pledge of Allegiance has been the subject of controversy and criticism, both from outside the U.S. and from within. Some see it as
Makes sense.
indoctrination. Others find its mentions of God problematic, and still others...
Oh, yeah, okay. I almost forgot that you guys mentioned God. That could be a bit more problematic for people that don't believe in that stuff, right? I mean, it is what it is.
Others think it was simply written to sell merch. Whatever the case, it is not a common thing in the rest of the world.
But the bottom line is, we all look different, sound different, but we are all on the same team.
Number 2, go bankrupt from healthcare.
This is the one that makes me a bit sad, I have to be honest, because my take, don't care if you guys agree or not on this one, but healthcare should be a human right. I mean, at the end of the day, we are all human, and this is a basic necessity, basically.
Medical costs are the cause of over 60% of all bankruptcies.
So nice. I mean, I go to the doctor, I pay zero. Of course, I know I pay taxes. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, if there is money that my taxes should, if there is something that my money on taxes should cover, is healthcare. So I'm happy with that, basically.
In the United States.
In 2017, 1/3 of the money raised on GoFundMe went towards medical campaigns. And the site raises $650 million a year for more than 250,000 medical campaigns.
Americans experience a variety of unexpected charges while getting much-needed care, from surprise bills to being charged for riding in an ambulance.
Yeah, this one, I'm sorry, guys. This is where I think America is a great country, but this is one that you guys have to fix it, honestly. Because, I mean, we all have... people in our families that I know are not the best with money. They have problems with their health, and we also love them, So, of course, there will be some type of support for these people.
According to one study, 71% of all ambulance
But
providers...
to be honest, again, I don't think it's just for those people. I think it's for everyone. You know, this is, you know, this should not be debatable. Why you guys think such amazing countries in Europe that have amazing quality of life always have healthcare? I mean, there is something to that.
do not take the patient's insurance. That same study found that 79% of patients who took an ambulance could get a surprise bill, with an average total around $450.
And surprises me that, look, real talk, you guys do so many things well. You guys have a great army. You guys, you know, the economy is quite good comparing with other countries. You guys innovate so much, but on this stuff, there is almost a mental block or something.
Some parts of the civilized world, even seeing a medical bill can be an uncommon occurrence. Healthcare worldwide tends to be much more regulated than it is in the US. It's either funded through taxes in a single-payer system or else through individual insurers who are more strictly monitored.
Other countries, they don't have this problem. Instead of every private insurance company negotiating with every healthcare provider, there's just this big list. Country, the central government, they go and they say, if you want to sell to us, to all of our people, then here's what you can charge for a checkup. Here's what you can charge for an MRI or a prescription for Lipitor.
Bottom line, while there can sometimes be extra charges, for most of the world, medical debt is basically unheard of, except in horror stories about the US.
Can't get a credit card. I can't buy a house. I don't see me ever being out of debt.
Before we get to our top...
That's, this one is, the other ones, like I was saying, maybe joking, but you guys, whatever. This one is, whatever. I don't like it. Think about this. Never mind. You guys already saw my opinion.
A pick. Here are some honorable mentions. Free refills. Restaurants will fill...
Okay, this is actually a good measure that you guys have. At least I like it. And, for example, Burger King already have this in Portugal. McDonald's don't have this yet.
Up glasses with even more drinks for free and with lots of ice?
I like that one.
Throw baby showers. Many cultures see...
This happens, by the way, in Portugal also, but it's more for rich people, you know, normal people probably cannot afford baby showers.
them as bad luck or in poor taste.
No, not bad luck.
Wear shoes indoors. Sure, not every American does this,
not very common,
but
happens.
It's considered weird in a lot of countries.
It's weird, but happens also.
Advertise drugs to consumers. Pharmaceutical companies' clout allows this,
It's
annoying
becoming...
basically everyone but them.
These ads are legal.
I'm not sure about drugs getting advertised, but one thing that is happening so much recently is, well, drugs, if you count alcohol as a drug yet, there is a lot... Sorry, guys. There is a lot of advertising for that. But one thing that pisses me off a lot is the amount of gambling ads that are appearing on TV. It's so crazy nowadays. And we know that people destroy their life with that type of stuff.
In most countries
with drugs
in the
also,
US,
of course.
They're everywhere. On average, 80 of them air every hour on American television.
Ask your doctor.
Ask your doctor.
My doctor told me use red plastic cups
Crazy.
for alcohol. Who decided on these?
Is this
for
true,
every
actually?
American party?
Because in movies we also see this stuff, but I never thought if this was something Hollywood created. Or, I mean, if Hollywood created, there is some truth, and people, even if there wasn't, people will copy it. But this is I actually find this a cool one. I mean, it's a good way to tell when people are drinking alcohol.
Here we go.
Great movie, by the way. I enjoyed
Before we
the
continue,
Project
be sure
X.
to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make
Link
sure
below
to go into
the
your
video
settings
for the
and
original
switch on notifications.
video.
Number 1. Use the Imperial Measurement System.
Hey guys, quick pause on this one. Hope you are having fun. If that's the case, do not forget to leave a like. But let me share with you one important thing. My Patreon community, as you probably know, reactions, they are difficult to monetize on YouTube. having a Patreon community is very important. I will leave the link below the video, on the description, and also in the comments. So if you want to join, thank you so much for that. I will provide exclusive content there. A lot of videos I'm not even able to publish on YouTube. They will go direct to Patreon. So keep that in mind. If you like my content here, you probably will also love my content on Patreon. Let's continue with this video, and I hope you have fun. I was not expecting this one. I was expecting something related with guns. But this is also a very good one to be on number one. Why the hell do you guys don't switch? I don't get it. Basically, you guys make your life difficult when you go to other country and make the rest of the world having a problem with your system.
Yes. How the country that can send men and hopefully women to the moon.
Yeah, all and beyond.
Still are in gallons and inches.
Gallons and inches. What the hell is that?
When the entire world is metric, I do not understand this.
There are 3 countries in the world that don't use the metric system.
Isn't UK... maybe I'm saying some BS, but isn't UK using stones or something? Like 10 stone feet. I know there is something. Maybe I'm talking BS.
Liberia, and the United States. Objectively, metric is the less arbitrary measurement system, since everything goes by tens. Even Britain and Commonwealth countries have converted.
The point is, the US system has always been a little more accessible than metric. Sure, stacking up 12 thumb widths to make a foot, that's still kind of weird, but it's not so weird that we're clamoring to change it.
Although, admittedly, they do still use measurements like feet and inches casually.
So now I can't ask a distance when I visit another country. I'm like, how far is that? They're like, that's 500 kilometers. I'm not in the Olympics.
So why hasn't the US converted? We'll give you one guess. Did you say it's because of money? Because money is definitely a big factor. Converting to a whole new system of measurement is expensive. Other factors...
Okay, that's a fair point. I mean, this is something that you have to do very slow and you know, over time. But yeah, makes sense.
include a need for control and stability of the US.
Metric, no thanks. Fox News. Okay, not surprised.
So, inertia, basically. Why change when you don't need to? And you know what your mom says. If all the other countries jumped off a bridge, would the US do it too? Or something like that.
A 2015
I don't think that's a great argument, but okay.
Rasmussen poll asked Americans if we should switch to the metric system and adopt Celsius as our main temperature scale. 64% said no, while 21% said yes, and the remaining 15% was undecided. So it looks like we're perfectly fine with being different.
Do you agree with our picks?
Yeah, this was a great video. And let me say one thing about the last one. If you guys like it, yeah, I mean, keep it. It is what it is. That's... your country, you make your own decisions. For me as a European, it will be better that if you switch, but you guys are free to do whatever you guys like. Hope you have been enjoying this video. I thought it was a great one. Mojo always have good stuff to react. I could react more if you guys enjoyed this one. I could find similar videos. Do not forget to leave a like. Do not forget to subscribe. See you guys soon.